Hi guys, I'm Dal.
And I'm Faf. And guess what? The Premier League is back.
The wait is finally over. The world's most captivating sport returns for another year of drama, intrigue, beauty, and suspense.
Welcome back to the YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to be reacting and showing us our predictions for the 2026-27 Premier League season. And let's get into the video.
So, first off, on the left, we've got my prediction. On the right, we've got Del's prediction. And I mean, the bottom three very similar.
Except that I think Leeds is going down. Faf thinks Forest is going down.
Yeah, I really think Forest are gonna, I really think they're gonna go down. I don't think they're gonna be strong enough to stay up. I think it's gonna be a very close battle between everybody there, between I think 16th or 15th all the way to 20th. It's gonna be a very tough battle, and I don't think Nottingham Forest will have the strong enough squad to survive.
But to be fair, Forest have only lost Elliot Anderson. I mean, the rest of the squad is still the same.
It might be their season. It might be the season they go down. I mean, they struggled with Anderson last season. I just don't know if they're gonna be able to do without him.
I mean, I'm guessing their squad will be back. I mean, the likes of their right back, they'll be back.
Yeah.
I think Gibbs White, still gonna do what Gibbs White does. Chris Wood. And Chris Wood is a ball, but is he past his age?
He's a wonder unk, so I think he's still gonna keep it going. What makes you think Leeds United are going down? I mean, they've brought in James Trafford, Harry Wilson.
I think last season they were so close to going down that this season I might actually go down. I mean, they've been up for a while since they came back into the league, but I think this season, based on last season, that it was shaky. And I mean, realistically, so Spurs just had a bad season, or two bad seasons in a row, but they had a bad season last season and they had many injuries. And I mean, when players started coming back, like James Madison, saw his impact and they managed to stay up. Realistically, so Spurs being so low is not a common thing to happen, but twice in a row is kind of crazy, but it's not a common thing to happen. So yeah, if it was a normal Spurs, Leeds would have went down. So that's just what I'm basing it off, that the past couple of seasons, except the one that they came back into the Prem, they've been very close to going down. I just think this might be the season that they do go down. But the real elephant in the room is, why do we think Newcastle is going down? Newcastle's gonna go down because, one, the main guy who's been really key to their success in recent times, Eddie Howe, is gone. Seems like the leadership is not backing him and he's decided to leave, and their main key players such as Sonali and Guimaraes going, I think, not to mention Beck himself, although it was last season, or the season before that, but I mean, I think Guimaraes and Sonali going has really disrupted their midfield, and I really think Eddie Howe owing is a big thing, and I think they might go down because their team is no longer the same. And we started seeing this, like, I'd say from January 2026 last season, so the last half end of the season, Newcastle were no longer Newcastle. Why do you think they might go down?
I think also similarly, losing key players, also losing their manager. I think at the beginning of the season there will be some positives with the new manager, but I think they won't be able to maintain that new manager bounce, and things will just collapse midway.
That's actually quite a hot take,
Yeah.
saying like the likes of Ipswich Town, Coventry staying up above Newcastle is quite a bold statement. Because it doesn't happen often that really promoted sides stay up. Why do you think Coventry and Ipswich will stay up? Because we both said they'll stay up actually.
Yeah, I think personally, Coventry City, they have a very good squad. Last season, what happened in the championship, I know it's the championship and it's different from the Premier League, but that squad was just, it was just built different. The likes of Haji Wright scoring week in, week out, Frank Lampard bringing exciting football. I I genuinely think they will be a bit of like a Sunderland, but not like the heights that Sunderland reached, but just to shock the Premier League about we're here now and this is what we got to bring to you guys.
But don't you think Frank Lampard proven himself in the Prem? I mean, do you think managing a smaller club with less pressure to stay up will actually make him, perform a bit better than he did when he was at Chelsea?
I think the positive that they can take coming into the season, Frank Lampard in his head, is that he's never gotten a team relegated. He has been in a relegation battle with Everton, but I think he knows how to stay up, and that's a good thing. That's exactly what he knows, how much it takes to win games in the Premier League, having played in the Premier League as a player and managed in the Premier League, so he knows exactly what he needs to do. So I think with that experience, it will really help Coventry City.
Yeah, and I mean, if there's anything to help Frank Lampard's case, not that it counts for anything, because at the end of the day, the Championship and the Premier League are not the same league. But I mean, they did win the Championship, so if that is something to go with, I mean, he's got a strong case for himself. Then Ipswich also finished second in the Championship, so I think that's why I put them above Hull City to stay up, because Hull City made it through the playoffs, and I mean they finished sixth in their league. So,
but I do think it's going to be really close. I'm not saying that Coventry and Ipswich will comfortably make it out. I think it'll be a matter of they will be in the relegation zone at some point, but they will survive. Another player you should also look out for is Jaden Philogene at Ipswich. You should look out for him, man. He's a one to watch.
definitely be on the lookout,
Mid-table, we've got Sunderland. I've got Sunderland, Brentford, and Dal has Sunderland, Crystal Palace, and also Fulham in there.
Yeah.
I'd put Everton towards just above the relegation zone, because I just think they might also be in the relegation scrap. So what makes you put, well, Crystal Palace always finish mid-table, so I don't blame him there, but what makes you think Fulham and Sunderland will be in and around?
I mean, last season Sunderland had a really good season. I mean, they were the surprise team of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, they shocked everyone with where they finished, but I just think this year, with Pep Guardiola leaving, as much as I'm a United fan, I'd hate to admit that for the past 10 years that he was in the league, the Premier League was starting to feel like the Farmers League, and I just feel like this season the Premier League it's crazy that one man leaving makes it open so much, and I just think other teams are just gonna be more competitive, so I don't think Sunderland will be able to recreate what they had last season. I just don't see it happening. I can see them staying up, but I don't know. I just think they had one really good season last season that shocked everyone. They even shocked themselves, if to be quite frank. So, yeah, I don't think they're gonna repeat what happened last season this season. I just think it's more competitive, So, yeah.
Fair enough. I don't think they have the squad depth to balance Europa League football with Premier League football. So That's why I think they'll drop.
Yeah, they are in the Europa League. I forgot about them. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you make a good point right there.
Next up, we've got 8th to 12. In my slots, I've put Brighton at 8th, I've put Bournemouth at 9th, Fulham at 10th, Leeds at 11th, and Crystal Palace at 12th. Whereas Dell put Bournemouth at 8th, Nottingham Forest at 9th, Brentford at 10th, Brighton at 11th, and Everton at 12th. Do you want to talk us through those placements?
I mean, Bournemouth last season finished 6th, which means they're playing proper league. And I mean, Bournemouth, I can only speak from perspective of a United fan, but I mean, it's United, but they are really quite good. Yeah, they really have a good squad.
Yeah.
But, oh, I forgot to mention, their coach has left. Things might be different, but I mean, Bournemouth have always been a team that has, been a tough team. They playing European football is gonna take a toll on them, so they will drop down into the table. And I mean, amongst the other teams I've listed, I think they are the better of the other 4, and so I've put them at 9th. And they tend to play really well against everyone else I've put above them. They'd like to take points off big teams, and I think they will be able to finish above the top 10, if not 10. So yeah, that's my reasoning. But with their manager leaving, that's like a big toll on them, I think. What do you think?
For me, I think Brighton will finish in a Conference League spot. I think that will be a Conference League spot again. If, of course, we get 5 Champions League spots again. And the rest are, the same thing. I think Fulham will also surprise a lot of people because, the 2 Real Madrid boys and the Real Madrid coach, they can bring something into it. And Leeds United, one of their main problems was at the goalkeeper department, and now bringing in James Trafford. I mean, he is a good keeper, a very good keeper. And Crystal Palace are very hard to predict, but it's always in that mid-table region, especially with Europa League football. They could actually even finish where Dell put them, but yeah.
And yeah, not to mention, I put Forest finished 10th, and I've put them to get relegated. Only reason, not last season, they're really just being relegated. Wow, finished 2 spots above relegation, but I just think Morgan Gibbs White, if you haven't noticed yet, I'm a Morgan Gibbs White glazer, but I think Morgan Gibbs White will be able to help them survive, especially that last season which was a factor that they were also in the Europa League. So
Up next, we've got those interesting positions. The top half of the table, as some may call it. So, in our 5th to 7th, which is originally at the beginning of the season, this will be Europa League to Conference League. Dell has put Aston Villa, Spurs, and Chelsea. You can talk us through that.
with Aston Villa finishing 5th, I just think the job Unai Emery is doing at Aston Villa is really impeccable, actually, because for the past seasons he's been pushing for the traditional Champions League spots, which is the top 4, and he's been performing with winning the Europa League as well. I just think it has given him so much confidence, and finishing 4th last season as well. And especially that the league is open, it has really given him, I think will give him so much confidence, although they've lost Morgan Rogers. But I think they will have a really good season this season, and you can arguably say they've replaced Tottenham as the traditional Big 6 teams in terms of performance, because I know people in the comments gonna come after me in terms of the size of the club, but I mean, yeah, I think Villa are up there, and just that, Villa better than Chelsea at the moment, because Chelsea have restarted their rebuilding phase, and it's also Xabi Alonso's first season in the Premier League. So, and I tend to see he likes playing three at the back, you know, and at the back gives me big trauma. But you know, three at the back usually they say doesn't work in the Prem, but you know he could prove us wrong. But I just think they are better than Chelsea and Tottenham at the moment. But I just think Tottenham at the moment, apart from Man United, of course, which is my team,
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see Spurs, you know. The signings they've made this season with also Rob Zerbi as well is like he's pushing for Tottenham to become what it once was again, you know, in terms of consistently staying within the top four. But I'm really excited to see Tottenham this season, but I just think rebuilding takes some time, and I don't see them being better than Villa this season, but it isn't really exciting project, you know, to see. Apart from obviously Man United itself, I'm really excited to see how Spurs as this season, you know. So yeah, what about you? I see you've put Liverpool finish within the 5th to 7th within the Europa League and Conference League positions, and put Spurs to finish 3rd.
Yeah, it's a very interesting one there. Villa, I just said they lost key players, and you know, them trying to balance UCL football now with Premier League football. I know they've done it once before, but I mean, losing key players, it's gonna be a big struggle. I think Xabi Alonso, as of late, he hasn't played his three at the back unless he's planning to start using it in the Prem. But as of late, I haven't seen it. At least on FootMob though. When you go check on FootMob, it's still 4-2-3-1. So, but I think he will be using it at some point. And Chelsea, I'm kind of excited to see them because of what he did at Leverkusen. He has sort of similar players from that Leverkusen team in Chelsea, such as like Frimpong in Malo Gusto, or even Florian Wirtz with Cole Palmer or Morgan Rogers, and even Victor Boniface in the likes of João Pedro, or even Nicholas Jackson, who's having an amazing preseason. And Liverpool, Dal knows my real opinion on Liverpool. I really don't rate them because I just don't think they have a good squad, you know. Especially after what Iraola said yesterday, saying that they can't run for 30 minutes. I think it's gonna be a struggle again. And I think if they're gonna make Champions League, it's gonna be through fifth spot. And Spurs at 3rd, I'm just excited to see Spurs, bro. That midfield will feed generations, man. And De Zerbi, he's doing well. De Zerbi has that hunger about him. And the last time I saw someone with that much hunger, Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, man. Sir Alex Ferguson. And I know that's a lot of hype.
Frank was not alive during those times, but
the last people I can remember with that type of hunger are those that I named. And that type of hunger is the type of hunger that gets your team far. And we know what Ange Postecoglou said mid-season about Spurs' culture, and now they're changing it. And I think there's a reason why Tonali, Fernandes, all these players are choosing Tottenham over the rest of the teams that are named here. I think it's going to be a good project, and I think it's going to be a successful one.
I agree. I'm really excited to see Spurs. And also on the Liverpool part, I don't blame Faf for putting them that low. To be honest, I would have also put them there, but it's just, you know, Liverpool is a big team and they do have a good squad. My only doubts is their defense, you know. And also my biggest doubt is their manager, you know. In the past, It hasn't. I haven't seen like when a coach who has been coaching a mid-table team or the lower teams comes to a big side and manages to be successful at the club. I mean, Graham Potter used to light up the Premier League with Brighton, and he moved to Chelsea. That just did not work out. But Thomas Frank,
Yeah, Thomas Frank.
he was cooking at what's this team, Brentford, and moved to Spurs. We saw what happened last season with Spurs.
Yeah,
But it usually doesn't work out because managers coming from smaller teams are not used to the pressure. With Liverpool arguably being the second biggest club in England, that comes with a lot of pressure to succeed, and with the likes of the success Klopp had at the club as well, that really, and arguably Arne Slot, I mean, he won the league not so long ago. So there is a lot of pressure which these smaller team managers are not so used to. So I think they might not even be able to make Champions League. And their defense is really weak because we've got Kirkis on the left, we've got Frimpong on the right, we've got Van Dijk, who's 35, mind you, this season, and the new loan signing of Ronald Araujo. It's his first season in the Prem. Prem is a bit different. You're going up against the likes of Erling Haaland every season, every week, and forget Haaland, bro. They are smaller teams. They really are problematic, bro. Teams which only play one game a week, they are problematic, bro. So I just don't see Liverpool performing well, but I'm not because of the squad, but more so I don't think the manager would not succeed at the club, but we shall see. So in that one I do agree with.
You know what? Van Dijk is reminding me of that one sound on TikTok where Chunks is saying he looks to his left, he sees Deji. He looks to his right, he sees AJ. But yeah.
I've looked to my right, Deji. Look to my left, AJ. These partners stink of poo.
It's gonna be a very interesting defense this season. I'm only happy that they signed Araujo because I won 7-0, bro. But anyway. the other two, I think City, for their standards, they'll do bad under Maresca, but if you're looking at an outside view, I think this would be a good first step for Enzo Maresca. I think they'll adapt to his style because he plays kind of similar to Pep Guardiola because he was under his wing for a bit of time. So I don't think there'll be a lot of hard time adapting, but I think it'll just be that now the mindset of this isn't Pep, and now they have to live up to what Pep was doing. They might struggle a bit.
I agree, and I think City, I have mixed feelings. I just think after a large period of domination, equilibrium has to happen, a downfall happens, and I think City might face that, although Maresca has coached at Chelsea, and I mean he did well at Chelsea, but I think sometimes a team is just a manager. I mean, Pep, imagine being with the coach for 10 years, Sometimes it works. I mean, look at Liverpool. Liverpool won the league the next following season with Slot. I mean, last season, we saw what happened. The decline started. And I think City as well. In my opinion, I think I'm just putting respect to City, although they are our rivals. But I genuinely think the downfall might start since City was more so a Pep team than a good team. Man City was Pep Guardiola, not so much they were a good team, but it was just Pep was a good manager.
Yeah. Now the top two, the top two. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. They may have been a little biased, okay, a little biased, but I'm not gonna say how much. But I'm gonna say they was biased in this pick. But I mean, it's not ridiculous to say though, in my opinion. I think Man United have a good squad, man. You know, Andre Santos, Tielemans, and I think they're not done. Rashford coming back, squad depth up front. We need more squad depth in the midfield, and maybe one more centre back. But I think they have a good enough squad to push for the title, man.
You know what? Hot take. United are winning the league, you know? United are winning the league, and I just think, I don't know, thing is, I really want Man United to win the league. I mean, it's been 18 years since we've last won the league, and I mean, can't let Arsenal win back to back, you know, can't let the likes of Kyle Saka win the league back to back, you know. But I mean, Arsenal, without any hatred or, you know, we know they're always getting clowned online, and I was one of the biggest haters of Arsenal not winning the league. But all that aside, I think they have been for the past 2 to 3 seasons arguably the best team in the world, if not the best team in the league. Although they've only won it last season, but they have been the best team in the league and most consistent team in the league. But now the difference is they're coming into this season as one, the favorite to win the league. Two, as the best team in the league because Pep is gone. They are the team which is putting the Premier League on the map at the moment, and I don't think they've had that pressure on their shoulder. So I think that has changed, and I mean, they did make a good signing in Bruno Guimaraes. I gotta give them that. But that makes the midfield of Declan Rice, Bruno G, and Mikel Moreno maybe, or Zubamendi. I don't know.
I
But
think Odegaard is gonna be the starting midfielder.
we gotta be honest, the only reason Odegaard starts is because he's got the captain's armband.
That's a very, very, very hot take.
Odegaard is not the player Arsenal players think he is. Arsenal fans think he is, actually. So I think if United address their midfield concerns and stop being so reliant on Bruno. But anyway, that's the case. But if United reinforce their midfield, I genuinely think Arsenal are gonna be overtaken, and everybody is doubting Michael Carrick. So I think they will prove everyone wrong. But again, I think Arsenal might just edge it. But you know what? United. United. No. But yeah, Arsenal, we gotta be honest. Right now in the midfield, I don't think they have a creative player in the midfield. On their right wing, Kyle Saka has not been cooking.
Ooh, there's some very hot things being said here.
The past 2 seasons, Bukayo Saka hasn't been cooking. In my opinion, last season, if Madueke could fix his crossing, Madueke was better than Saka last season for Arsenal.
But I have a very, very specific prediction here now. If Man United are gonna win the league, and I want people to come back to this, if United win the league, it'll be won on the final day. That's why I think if Arsenal win the league, they're gonna win it with a few games to go. But if United win it, it's gonna be on the final day. Last minute goal, everybody goes crazy. I feel it, bro. Because I feel like United's next Premier League title will be like a special one, a one for people to remember, where there's a big moment that everyone's gonna talk about. That's why I think it's gonna go down to the last day.
I agree. And they need to stop being reliant on Declan Rice. Although Declan Rice is, I've always said from the past, my guy. Declan Rice since West Ham days has been my guy. But Arsenal are too reliant on him, and we can see he's been overplayed, as we saw in the World Cup. He did not perform that well, but at least they addressed the midfield, and I think, it's a new season. Who knows? Odegaard could be back to who he was.
Yeah.
Saka scored a hat-trick in his last World Cup game, so he could be back. You never know, so I don't want Arsenal to win the league, but
Yeah.
it looks like that's what's going to happen, at the moment. You can't hate them and lie here, sit here and lie and say they haven't been the best team in the Prem for some time.
Now we're moving on to the last segment, which is the ultra specific, or not the ultra specific, but you can consider it that the statistics side of things and the bold ones on.
First category we have
Yeah.
is top goal scorer of the season.
I think it's gonna be Erling Haaland. Okay, I went for an obvious one, because what can I say? I mean, he's been the top goal scorer for how many seasons now? But I think who's gonna be behind him? João Pedro, man. João Pedro is this is his season. I mean, last season was his season, but this is where he's gonna stamp his authority on all these big six strikers, man. He's special.
I went a different route and backing my statement again of City dropping off. I think Benjamin Sesko is going to be the top goal scorer this season. No bias whatsoever, but I think Haaland is always going to be Haaland, so I'd put Haaland as second.
Top assister.
And I think it'll go to Bruno Fernandes. I mean, he is the most creative player in the league by far.
Yeah, I think so too, man. To be completely honest, people saying that he's gonna break his record again, I don't think he's not gonna break his record again. Okay, let's get level-headed. I think he's gonna get a lot less actually, because the goal will be coming from everywhere this season. So I don't think it's gonna be a season where everything goes through Bruno Fernandes. I think it'll come from people like Tielemans helping, because he's also very creative, and even people like Mateus Cunha and Ahmad, just other people. So
I agree. I also don't think he's gonna break his record as well this season, and also the addition of Tielemans is really gonna take the load off him. And also can't forget Kobe. Kobe has a revenge arc in him, so he might actually as well as assist. But yeah, nonetheless, I think Bruno is gonna be the top goal assister this season. He is the most creative player in the league by far. Then the next category we have is manager of the season.
Ooh, manager of the season. Now, for some weird reason, manager of the season doesn't go to the manager that won the Premier League, if I'm not mistaken, which is weird. But so I'm not gonna pick Mikel Arteta, since I picked him to be the Premier League winner. I think I'm gonna go with Roberto De Zerbi.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think De Zerbi as well.
Yeah, he's gonna be the most improved manager out of everybody. So yeah,
I agree. Roberto De Zerbi. Spurs, man. Spurs is making my feet tingle, It's giving me... can't wait for the league.
He only
Then
usually moves like this when, it's Spur the restaurant. But
that's for the South African viewers. But anyway, next category we have is the biggest Big Six flop.
for their standards, I would love to say Man City, because for their standards they're gonna do quite bad. But in my true heart, gotta say Liverpool, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, Liverpool are gonna
Liverpool.
finish quite low.
Liverpool for sure. I agree, Liverpool. Biggest surprise team of the season
Biggest surprise.
in the league.
Okay, so now we're gonna. I'm gonna not include Tottenham because, I mean, they are. I think they are gonna be the biggest surprise, but I want to pick someone else. I might go for a little. Could we say biggest surprises in how they're gonna do poorly this season? Because in that case, I'd like to pick Newcastle United. They're gonna be surprising.
I think my biggest surprise, I'm going for the opposite. The team that's gonna shock us at their performance. I think I'm gonna go for Coventry City. It's Frank Lampard's revenge arc. I think it'll be the season he stamps his mark as a manager.
Oh yeah.
I agree. Then we have, go for yours, the biggest Big Six flop
So now
as players.
who do I think will have a flop of a season? This is a very good question. I wasn't expecting this. I'm gonna go with a transfer one, and I'm gonna go with Ronald Araujo, man. Actually, no, I'm gonna go with Elliot Anderson. Let me be bold. I'm gonna go with Elliot Anderson.
And I'm gonna go with Morgan Rogers.
That's actually a fair one, bro. It's a very fair one.
Go with Morgan Rogers. I think the price tag is gonna get to him, and as well as moving to a big team, gonna get the pressure that comes with playing for a big team, big price tag, as well as not being the main guy. Because at Chelsea, we know the main guy is the guy who owns the celebration. No?
Yeah. Well, yeah. The man who he even trademarked it. That's crazy.
So I think Morgan Rogers. I'm going with Morgan Rogers, and I agree with Elliot Anderson. I think maybe you can save that for another video, but I think he's not worth 120 million. But yeah.
The next category, if I'm not mistaken, will be transfer of the season.
At the recording on the 11th of August 2026, in case other transfers do happen.
We'll be doing one after deadline day just to update it. But yeah.
My standing, I think, transfer of the season in the Big Six would be, I'm stuck between two. I think it'll be Tillemans, Yuri Tillemans, of course, or Bruno Guimaraes, or Tonali at Tottenham.
You can tell he really loves his midfielders.
I think if we're talking about the biggest impact on the team, then I would have to remove Bruno Guimaraes solely because Arsenal have already won the league, and if they do win the league again, it's not really an improvement, Yeah. So, and if United are to win the league, I would say Tillemans, but in theory, I would say just based off the biggest impact because United did finish third last season. I would say I think Tonali's gonna strengthen Tottenham so much. I really wish Man United had signed him, but I think Tonali.
My signing of the season, you know how much I love him. I love this guy so much. So I think he's gonna improve Fulham so much. Gonzalo Garcia, man. I think he's gonna be scoring goals week in, week out. I do. I genuinely do. That Club World Cup run as well as him even scoring the perfect hat-trick mid-season. It's like he could have been a next generation type striker for Real Madrid if Mbappe wasn't already there. So yeah, I think he's gonna do well at Fulham. This wraps up the video. This wraps up our full prediction for the next Premier League season. This is gonna be the most interesting one, on my opinion. This is gonna be the most unpredictable one, for sure. Because honestly, man, the table could even be flipped upside down, bro. That's how unpredictable the Premier League is. Please like and subscribe.
Comment and share.
To turn on the notifications so that you know when you can get elite ball knowledge from every week.